All right, got a special midday little mini episode for you guys today. Of course, there's some news that broke over the past, I think, 24 hours or so that I didn't think was that big of a deal. I know a lot of people, at least when I first saw the news, would be really excited by it, but boy, oh boy, was I surprised. So let's get into it without further ado. Again, mini episode just for something interesting. This is courtesy of Pro Football Talk. The report: Jerry Jones shifts his short term priorities to something more lucrative than football. Maybe it will prompt him to hire a true GM and get out of the day to day business of running an NFL team. The report goes on to say, as explained by Benoit Morin, Frenchman, I guess, of the Wall Street Journal, Jones's $1 billion investment in Comstock Resources is paying dividends in the form of a massive underground ocean of natural gas. There's a $100 billion present value with gas out there, Jones told Morin by phone. That's why I'm talking to you on the telephone rather than trying to fix our defense with the Dallas Cowboys. All right, so I know a lot of you guys out there, and I know a lot of people just in the Cowboys media verse of all sizes and stripes and flavors. This has to be a day of rejoicing, right? Finally, the day in which Jerry Jones has something else to do with his time is here. Everyone that's ever felt Jerry Jones needs to step aside. Jerry Jones is too involved. He's just too active with this team on a day-to-day basis. He's got something to distract him. $100 billion of present value. That's a heck of a distraction. In oil and natural gas, that's his lane, of course. That's, how he made his money originally. Obviously, as an oil man, wildcatter back in the day. Listen, this is perfect. And I expected when I saw this news and I went on, social media, which is always a poor decision, to see nothing but rejoicing from many people in the Cowboys landscape who for so many years, for as long as I've been a fan, I've been hearing so many people say this. Jerry Jones, too involved, needs to step aside. And finally, we got some reporting. He's going to step aside. So what was the reaction in terms of the Cowboys media, in terms of content creators, in terms of very vocal people, in terms of fans in general? I expected, one of three things. One, outright rejoicing. Number two, a little pause. Hey, listen, let's wait to see how this shakes out. Let's before we get ahead of ourselves and start celebrating. Let's see, exactly what happens. And number three, sort of indifference. Meh, I don't care, right? I expected a lot of rejoicing and a little bit of the other two. What I saw surprised me, which is honestly something that's hard to do. I saw people that for years, and in some cases all day, every day, during each and every one of those years, been begging, demanding, screaming from the heavens as loud as they could on their keyboards that Jerry Jones needs to be less involved. So what did all these people do? Did they rejoice? Did they say, let's wait and see what happens? Did they not even report it? Not at all. They dove right deep into the reporting, but they were unhappy. They didn't like it. This is a couple examples of what I saw. So this is courtesy of the Cowboys Fan Talk X account. He quoted the same article that I did. He got a screen grab it there on the screen. Jerry Jones does not care about Cowboys fans, SMFH. This is a guy, along with virtually every other X account, and I'm not trying to pick on him specifically. I'm just saying this is 99% of people who create content on every sort of media platform for Dallas has been screaming, Jerry Jones too active, too involved. It looks like he may not be very active or involved, or he may not have been for a while. Interestingly enough, he's been very busy with this resource investment with Comstock. Again, this is what we've been wanting for, right? This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been begging for, what we've been praying for. Jerry Jones having a distraction. Jerry Jones being less involved. It looks like it's here. Is there joy? Is there celebration? Nope. There's anger. There's frustration. There's disappointment. How about another report right here? And again, these are not, aberrations. This is what pretty much everyone on social media was like. I was very astounded by this. This is from a Zach Wolchuk, who I believe works for 105.3 The Fan. I believe I may be getting that wrong. Someone fact check me if I'm incorrect. He says, yes, this is a real quote from Jerry Jones within the last 24 hours, FML. And then he just repeats the quote that I mentioned before. There's a $100 billion present value with gas out there, Jones told the Wall Street Journal in an interview. That's why I'm talking to you on the telephone rather than trying to fix our defense with the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. He is no longer being actively involved in trying to, in this case, fix the defense with the Dallas Cowboys. He's delegating that. He is stepping aside. He is screaming to everyone who is willing to listen that the day that so many people have been waiting for has finally arrived. Jerry Jones, day-to-day, no more. He's got something else to do with his time, making a lot of money in natural gas. Obviously, with the AI and energy boom, makes sense, right? He saw a gold mine, and it looks like he's going to be raking in it. Not that he was ever lacking before, but boy, oh boy, based on just the numbers, their $100 billion present value of a $1 billion investment. He owns, I think, over 70% of the company. So even if he falls short by 90%, he still made a ton of money. I mean, I mean, it's just an absolute, literal gold mine here for Jerry Jones potentially. That's going to take his time. It's going to take his effort. It's going to take his energy away from the Dallas Cowboys, right? From the day to day, right? He'll still be, of course, the guy in the owner's box, and he'll still have the press conferences, but the actual decision making, on a sort of routine basis, the roster decisions, things like that, they're gone. We should be celebrating. We should be rejoicing. Instead, you've got this. FML. I am starting to come around to the realization that if the Cowboys ever to win another Super Bowl, that the moment they did, within 5 seconds after the Lombardi Trophy would be handed to the MVP of the game wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey, whenever that would happen, if that ever happens again, that there would be people like this that would go on social media or go on whatever platform they use and sit there and say, yeah, but they'll never win it again because Jerry Jones or the Jones family is awful. Guys, you got what you wanted. You won. You got it. Jerry Jones is done. He's stepping aside. Looks like he is anyway. This is the biggest indication we've seen in, years, right? Day-to-day business, getting out of it. Maybe even hire a true GM. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be Stephen, Will McClay, and a couple other guys. But he's done with the day-to-day. And maybe you don't like Will McClay and you don't like Stephen Jones. That's fine. But Jerry Jones has been the guy for so many years. I have heard it nonstop. Everybody has, right? That Jerry Jones is the problem. He is the reason. The moment he steps aside, just the moment he's not involved in terms of decision-making with the Dallas Cowboys on anything but the highest level, right? In terms of hiring a head coach or something like that. He's signing checks, right? Investing in the team, writing those checks, right? All that kind of stuff. The moment he doesn't have to do anything else but those key things, it's a grand day. It's a glorious day that I expected when I saw this report on the screen right here, that if I live in South Carolina, but if I lived in DFW area, that there would be nothing but clear, beautiful skies. The heavens will have parted. Angelic voices would be cascading down to mortal men on earth about tidings of joy among the Cowboys faithful. And yet all I saw was negativity and anger and frustration. How could he do the one thing we've been waiting for 20 some odd, 30 some odd, 40, however many years? Guys, at a certain point, you're just being negative and just unhappy and miserable just because you like it. Just because maybe it makes you money. Maybe it gets you engagement and clicks, right? I'm learning more about what rage bait is and things like that. Maybe that's what this is. But at a certain point here, and again, this is just a short video. This is not a long form episode, right? I don't want to spend too much time talking on this because honestly, I don't really care about this story personally. To me, it was like, oh, if it's interesting, that's a lot of money. Makes sense. There's a lot of AI investment, data centers. Going to be a demand for that kind of energy in the medium term. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities like that. That was my take. Instead, everyone in the Dallas Cowboys, media sphere, in terms of content creators, social media people, all that kind of stuff, instead of being happy, instead of being joyous, instead of, even if they weren't joyous, even reservations, right? Listen, this is good, but I'm going to wait and see, right? I expected at least a lot of that. And there was none. There was none of that. And so I think my message to anyone watching this, and to those people in particular, listen, if you get what you want in life, which is what they got here in this instance on this particular thing, take the win, celebrate it, be happy. You don't have to be miserable regardless of whatever happens. There's enough in life that sucks, right? There just is. There's going to be good times and bad times. When the times are good, take it. Take the win, right? Or at least be positive about the future where Jerry Jones may not be involved so much because he's literally counting billions of dollars of profits as they come in from this potential investment. This should be a happy day for so many people that have been telling me for my entire life that Jerry Jones is the problem because he's too involved. And now, these same people, why isn't he involved more? I don't know what you do here, guys. I don't know what to tell those people. You won. You got what you wanted, and you're still miserable. At a certain point, and here's the reality, it's not a Jerry Jones problem. It's a you problem. And I think this is something that there's a lot of people out there that are going to have to come to terms with. All right, this was a quick little mini episode that I just wanted to get this off my chest. I will see everyone, as always, tomorrow. Check out today's episode if you haven't already. Interesting update on some contract stuff, and Shawnee taking on a more aggressive role once again in some leadership stuff. Exciting stuff as always in the full-length podcast. Make sure you check that out. But until next time, I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning.